Hello, Phoenix family. So today started out a bit rough. Um, I went to bed learning some things. Like I'm really in this stage of learning new things, relearning, unlearning, behaviors, thought patterns, all of that good stuff. So in the spirit of mindset, just wanted to share. So I woke up this morning. Um, I won't say not necessarily in a bad space that I recognize, but one thing I didn't do. So I didn't wake up this morning and do my meditation, internal focus, and prayer. So I kind of got up and just started moving. Not really busy, not really, just focusing on, excuse me for a second, let me set this up. Focusing on anything in general. But for whatever reason, it seemed that like I just got immediately frustrated. Um, saw some things and did that whole comparison, and not just with me, but just really got frustrated. And I recognized after kind of being in that set of frustration and Debbie Downer and just in a negative headspace. Um, I spoke with a friend this morning, um, and kind of took an hour to myself after I kind of got my day started and recognized that this is the space I was in. So I went off by myself. And in that time, um, I'll be honest and say most of it was just sitting and sulking in the despair and the frustration of all of the things that I see wrong. And um, it finally hit me, and it took a minute, but it finally hit me that I could either choose to stay in this space, um, or I can commit to myself being more intentional and focused in where I spend my energy and emotions. So the takeaway for me today was we can have the best of intentions, and we strive to do all of the things. But the biggest thing is to make sure that you're consistent on this journey of emotional health and changing your mindset, unlearning and relearning all of the things that haven't served you throughout life. I think the biggest takeaway for me is that I can choose. I can choose to stay, and pay attention and focus on everything that may not be going right, or everything that may be going wrong or not to my liking. Um, or I can choose to focus on something better, focus on that goal, focus on that dream. So for me, one of my goals is to be the best version of me possible. Part of that means I have to be intentional, um, in staying present, recognizing emotions and moments of highs and lows and the thoughts attached to those. Um, this is definitely a journey. Um, so I had a moment. I call it a moment, but it was more like a couple of hours. And I realized that I just literally spent a couple of hours of my day being frustrated and upset, and it was like the more time and energy I focused on those negative thoughts and emotions, the worse it got. So the moment I chose or made the choice that I was not going to be in that space all day, the moment I was intentional on the things that I thought about and how I thought about those things, because it's important not to negate the things that you see that frustrate you. It's important not to negate the emotions that you may be feeling, um, not to negate them, but understand what they are. Um, and if it's a person you're frustrated with, understand that yes, you're frustrated with this person and their movements or lack of. But the way you communicate those emotions can have a negative impact. And I say that because I had to kind of get to myself, like literally take that time and get myself and my energy and my emotions and my thoughts back on the right track. Um, so that I was able to deal with and address the thing that frustrated me, or the person that frustrated me, or the issue that frustrated me. So in doing that, I was able to communicate and effectively speak positive, speaking life, and not speaking lack and negativity. A lot of times we have definite frustrations, definite moments where we're really not in the best space, and the thing is really truly a thing that's frustrating us, or the person is really truly a person that's frustrating us. But the biggest thing is to make sure that you shift your energy, you shift your mindset of where you are, um, and convert it from that despair, frustration, negativity into love, intention, purpose, and life and light. And what that means is being able to communicate the thing that's frustrating you. Like, what I see is this, but what I know you to be, or what I see is this, but what I know it to be is something totally different. And begin to encourage and speak life into that thing or that person. And I guarantee you that that has more power than what would or could be um, communicated out of a negative space. So mindset is so important, and I'm so learning that, and I'm so definitely grateful for understanding that the mentality that I had was not conducive to me or anyone around me being the best version of themselves. Personally, we deal with stuff. We deal with things with family. We deal with things with friends. We deal with things with life and work and all of that. But I promise you, the thing that I learned today, that I've learned before, but it reminded me today that I am most powerful when I am in my best space. I am more effective when I'm in my best space. It's not easy to stay in the best space when you've lived your whole life in the wrong space. But to change, to move forward into the best place possible for you and those around you starts in your mind. Your thoughts are attached to your emotions attached to your actions. So remember,